Hi guys, I'm Doggone. Welcome back to more review of 2019. This started out to be just a quick commentary about a trade we made today, but has become sort of a year in review. As you can see, innings pitched, Roman Ramos, the Romulan, got the bulk of the starts this year. He started off again as our number one guy, and he did okay, 3.62 ERA. Let's go ahead and do, pitching stats. Let's go ahead and take a look at whip. Good. 3.62 ERA, 1.27 whip, 255 opponent's average. That's not bad, you know. That is not bad. It's just not the greatness that we saw in previous years. Let's customize and add one more thing to this, if I can find it. FIP. I know a lot of you guys care about FIP. Yeah, here's his FIP. 393 FIP. So he was not as good as his defense made him. I mean, it's a decent year, though. It's a decent year. 103 strikeouts, 53 walks. This is a decent year. And he basically finished the year number 2 or number 3. Francisco Guerrero, Frank Guerrero, wound up getting number 2. He wound up moving up to our ace position in midseason. He still didn't pick up the bulk of the innings. He finished the year 10-7. You see, none of our guys had more than 10 wins. Why is that? Really just luck. It's just the luck of the way things fell out. Guerrero that got us 10 wins though, and he pitched extremely well. 2.51 ERA, 1.00 WHIP. You know, 1.00 WHIP. That's pretty. Anything 1.00 and below, pretty darn amazing, right? And look at these top 3 names. Well, Chris Roy is on our roster. He just got back from a terrible injury, Tommy John surgery. But look at Manuel Cruz, 0.90 WHIP. Gonzo 0.99 and Guerrero 1.00. Jose Cantu, oh my goodness, I got to talk to you. I got to brag on this. I got to brag on my boy. But wait, Jack Johnson, the guy we got from Lancaster a bazillion years ago in the inaugural league, not inaugural year of the league. He was our number 3 guy most of the year, and then moved up to number 2. Actually, 2, 3. He's a 2 or 3 right now. 152 innings, 3.13 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. That looks really good, but look at his FIP, 4.68, and he really got hammered in the playoffs. He did not have a good October at all, and both when he played against the really good clubs, the Madisons and the Richmonds, they exposed his weakness. Still, I like Johnson. He's going to be near the top of my rotation. Jose Cantu had a breakout year for us. He finished 8-4, started 19 games, 126 innings, 1.16 WHIP, 3.63 FIP, ERA, but a 3.37 FIP. This dude was outstanding. More than twice as many walks as strikeouts as walks. He was really outstanding. You see, he only gave up 6 home runs in 19 starts plus 13 relief appearances. 6 home runs in 120. That is really good. And that was really one of Jack Johnson's downfalls. And it's one of the things that sort of differentiated Roman Ramos's performance this year was the home run ball, the long ball. Really happy with Cantu's breakout year this year. Todd Carpenter had a breakthrough year. The big lefty, big head lefty. He went 7-8 and 101 innings for us. 3.21 ERA, a 1.41 WHIP, 3.75 FIP. So, but a 2.43 opponent's average against us. These 5 guys, I'm very confident with those 5 guys starting. You see Ramos now has a middle reliever designation. I changed him in the playoffs. Eric Roberts, nominally our 5th starter now. And Roberts is mad that he's not in the rotation, and he probably should be. He quite likely will be this coming year. I just had so many arms that could start for us that he just didn't. He was in the pen much of the year, but he did get 7 starts for us. Got to remind myself not to drink wine when I do these. It kind of makes me a little bit sleepy. Roberts did fine. 129 whip, 3.64 ERA, 3.34 FIP. Better than his defense, kind of signify here. Much like his numbers are very, very comparable to Cantu. And I was really happy with Cantu's efforts. So, Eric Roberts. He's another acquisition from one of many from Raleigh, along with Mario Nunez. I'm probably forgetting somebody. Jose Cantu came from Louisville, as did Christian Roy came from Louisville. I'm sorry. Chris Roy came from Raleigh. Carlos Gonzalez came from Louisville. Yeah. Of these guys, how many of these guys did I actually draft? I traded for Ramos in like my second or third season. The AI drafted Guerrero for me. Johnson came to our club before I joined. Jose Cantu was a trade. Big Head Tard Carpenter was in our farm when I inherited the team. I traded for Eric Roberts, traded for Nunez. I drafted Gonzi. I traded for Manuel Cruz. And I bet, here's a trivia question for you. I bet you can't remember who the guy I traded was. He went to Chesapeake, and he was a second base shortstop. He was a 5th rounder, I think. I can't even remember his name. So there. John Johnson. He was a trade acquisition. I'm struggling to remember where he came from. Jason Piper was on the team when I got here. Roberto Canales was a trade with Nashville. A trade I regret. He has not done well. We'll get to him. Kirk Bishop was a pickup off of free agency, I think. Sylvester O'Halloran. Gosh, I can't even remember. Free agency, I think. Richard Woods was a draft pick. Carlos Gonzalez, trade. Ekmel Masuki, minor league free agent. And Chris Roy was a trade. You can see very few of these guys were guys that I drafted. Richard Woods, Gonzi, and I didn't draft Guerrero, but the draft happened right as I took over ownership or GM of the club. So anyway, what else? Who else? We talked about, let's see, Mario Nunez had a fantastic postseason. He shut down Richmond for us, and he did pretty well this year. 3.46 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. His FIP of 4.1. His team is doing him favors, as they are with Jack Johnson. So, but Nunez really had a really good year, and he's currently a reliever, but he could start for us easily. Gonzi had an outstanding year. He just keeps. I tell you what, he gets better and better and better. I remember OU urged me to bring him up a number of years ago, and I was really reluctant to, but 0.99 WHIP. That's really good. Another reason, by the way, the FIP WHIP FIP ERA difference here. Gonzi is a ground ball thrower, as is Johnson. Let me think. Johnson. Who is a ground ball thrower? Cantu is a ground ball thrower. Roberts. You see guys whose FIP would indicate a higher ERA than their actual ERA. These ground ball throwers, they tend to throw the ball. The ball gets hit to my defense, and my defense is pretty darn good at the ground ball. So I credit my infield defense with helping these guys out, because I think that's the difference with these guys. Manuel Cruz, cruise control. He got in some trouble in the playoffs, but he brought us to the dance, and we went with him. Obviously, he gets a lot of help from his defense, doesn't he? 1.39 ERA, 2.63 FIP. He gets a bunch of help from his defense, his infield. He takes his infield out for steak dinners at least once a month. WHIP 0.90, 0.179 average. Oh yeah, 63 strikeouts, only 18 walks. Nice. Only 2 home runs allowed all season. That's one thing I really like about my bullpen. Don't be giving up the tater. It's the only indefensible hit in baseball, right? John Johnson, he was working from a setup role and you can see a lefty specialist here. I guess, okay, I forgot about all this. You guys can see how I set up my bullpen here. Use more often, normal, use less often. Yeah, I really liked this option of having these relievers here where I could say, yeah, but use this guy less often. I really enjoyed that control. The control that gave me. Emergency start pitcher, I can designate who I want in that, emergency spot. Eric Roberts, you can see I've got him on a 90 pitch count. I basically had all my pitchers on a 90 pitch count. In fact, let's go ahead and go back with that. During the season, I had them all on a 90 pitch count. Let's export to FTP. Okay. And I set them to 0 in the playoffs because I was like, what the heck, just let them go all day. Jason Piper has fallen off the edge. I held on to him too long. I did not keep up. I had a lot of stuff going on this particular season, and probably should have released him outright or demoted him. Instead, I went ahead and picked up his last team option year. He's an original Parrot Head, original Chaosian, and I felt some loyalty to him, but he didn't do the club any favors last year. He only gave up 4 home run balls in 58 innings, which was good, but he gave up a bunch of runs, 30 runs in 58 innings, a 4.17 ERA, and even worse, 4.88 WHIP, 4.88 FIP, 1.73 WHIP, and a .277 opponent average, which was I started to say it was the worst among our regular. It was the worst among our regulars. Roberto Canales spent the year in AAA. You can see he only pitched 57 innings for us, and most of that was garbage time. A terrible 5.97 ERA, 1.52 WHIP. Although he really didn't pitch that bad, it's just that our defense didn't support him too well. So I don't know. If Canales still has it next year, he'll get another shot in spring training for sure. He took his player option this year, and he's in the last year of his contract. I got a bunch of players in the last year of their contract. Kirk Bishop, he had his moments, kind of up and down, kind of streaky. 53 innings, 4.89 ERA, but a 3.12 WHIP. Defense just let him down. 1.54 WHIP. He gave up. Well, he didn't give up too many walks, but he got hit a lot more than he should have. He'll be back with us in 2020. He'll be fine. Sylvester O'Halloran, and let's go take a look at his history right quick. Yeah, O'Halloran. He was a waiver claim. We claimed him off waivers from Portland this past year. Howard thinks he has a little bit better control than that. Howard rates him a 40 control. He had a pretty lousy year at Portland, but look what he did for us in short sample size at Key West. 1.29 ERA and 0.86 WHIP. 8 strikeouts to 3 walks. This is getting it done right here. 309 ERA plus, getting her done. So does he have option years? He's out of option years, so he's going to be it's going to be a tough call. Do I keep him on the big roster, or do I move him? So I don't know. We're going to have to find out. We're going to figure it out as we go. Richard Woods was a spot starter much of 2018. He was basically in and out of the rotation last year. This year, he just didn't show me much, and you can see he got no starts this past year. Only pitched 19 innings on the big league club. Spent most of the year in AAA, just getting reps. Had a 5.03 ERA. Not so great this year. I lost the FIP, but oh well. Carlos Gonzalez only got 15 innings for us before he blew up, tore up his shoulder. Did not do too well. He spent a lot of the year also in AAA. Actually, did he tear up? No, I was thinking it was Chris Roy. Carlos Gonzalez did not tear his arm up, but he spent the year in AAA. Ekmel Masuki, this guy, I always think he's going to do well. He hasn't done well yet in the majors. I'm going to give him another try in 2020. Chris Roy was out all year with a torn off arm, and now it's been sewed back on. So that's pitching, and that was our roster. And what else? Jose Torres. Let's welcome the newest member to the Parrot Heads. Jose Torres. Woo. Torres, as you can see, is he's a better hitter and a better catcher than our own Mark Combs. Let me pull up a quick comparison. I'll make a quick cut and pull up the comparison here. Yeah, as you can see here, Jose Torres, Mark Combs. Combs, he's our homeboy. He's our Combs boy. We drafted him. He was actually in the same draft as Francisco Guerrero. I want to say he was second or third round draft. But he's gotten it done for us. He's all right. He's no chopped liver. He's still got room to grow. But I like Jose Torres. Torres has he's got the gap, and Torres hits right-handed pitchers for better contact, and I really like that. What I like more about Torres is, let's see here. Let's come down here and look at batting stats right quick. Combs and Torres, fairly, for the season at least, fairly similar. And Combs hit 257 with a 709 OPS. Fairly similar WOBA, and Combs got the better VORP rating. But, of course, he was playing for us. I don't know if that matters, but yeah. Combs wound up, again, he kind of got pushed out of the starting job by Flint Townsend, who was a trade with Lancaster a few seasons ago. Over their career, very similar, but you can see Torres has a higher contact rate over the years than Combs does. And that's partly what I wanted. The other thing I wanted was this right here. Look at the defense. Torres is a better catcher. He's just simply a better defensive catcher than Combs. And Combs has had his peak, and he's kind of fallen off, kind of fallen down the hill. He's not, he's 30. He's not a terrible catcher by any means. He's average, league average. But Torres is significantly above average at age 27. The big problem I had really with Torres is, let's go back to him right quick. This number right here, $6.37 million salary. I couldn't even thought about Torres two seasons ago. I couldn't have even thought about that. Combs is pulling down $2 million a year. Torres 6.37, and So I guess this year was his vesting option. So I'll have to negotiate some kind of extension. His ARB estimate is 7.8, and I got to do something about that crazy nonsense if I want him to be on my roster more than a couple of years, because this number will just keep escalating, and so we'll just have to see. I'm not sure he's worth, $4.3 million to me, more than Combs, but you see a player you like and you go for it, right? And that's why I did. That's why I went with Torres. Look at his history right quick. We traded in exchange for Torres. We just did a head-to-head trade of Matthew Hughes, whom I had recruited, and he's my only true third base prospect in my system. So let's pull up Matthew. Mr. Hughes was drafted in 2017, and I like this guy a lot. I think he's going to be outstanding. He's a great really strong defensive third baseman. Good bat, good avoid K. Not going to be hitting the tater very often. Good speed, good base running. Just a good kid. And I'd been kind of looking for him to take over from Matthew Canio in a few years. He was my plan. But I have to come up with a new plan now. I just wanted to get Jose Torres while he was available. Well, all right, guys, that's pretty much what I got, and I guess I'll cut this here, and I'll see you guys next time.